You thought hell was a myth. Astronomers have found it 40 light years away, and more than one. Welcome to the list of places where physics turns into a nightmare. Number 10. HD 189733b, the Blue Death. From a distance, it looks almost peaceful. Deep cobalt blue, like Earth from space, like a world you might actually want to visit. It is 63 light years away, and it will end you in ways you haven't imagined. That blue isn't water. There are no oceans here. The color comes from silicate particles, the same stuff as sand and glass, suspended in the upper atmosphere. The planet is wrapped in a haze of molten glass, and that glass doesn't just float, it falls sideways at 8,700 kilometers per hour, 7 times the speed of sound. Winds so violent they don't blow, they shred. Any object caught in that atmosphere would be sandblasted to nothing in seconds. Surface temperature exceeds 1,000 degrees Celsius. NASA itself described it as the killer you never see coming. A beautiful blue dot with glass storms that would flay you to atoms before you realized what was happening. Number 9. WASP-12b, the dying planet. Some planets die slowly. WASP-12b is dying right now, and we are watching it happen. This gas giant sits 1,400 light years away in Auriga. It orbits its star at just 3.4 million kilometers. Mercury orbits our sun at 58 million. WASP-12b is 17 times closer to its star than Mercury is to ours. The tidal forces are catastrophic. The star's gravity has deformed the planet from a sphere into an egg shape, ripping 6 billion tons of atmosphere off every single second. The surface temperature on the day side exceeds 2,500 degrees Celsius, roughly half the temperature of our sun's surface. The atmosphere has ballooned to nearly 3 times the radius of Jupiter. In 2017, astronomers found that WASP-12b reflects less than 6% of incoming light. Blacker than asphalt, it absorbs almost everything and converts it directly into heat, glowing faintly red like a dying ember. Scientists estimate it has between 3 and 10 million years left before the star consumes it completely. In cosmic terms, that is tomorrow. We happen to discover it in the final moments of its life. Number 8. TRES-2b, the Black Void. Coal looks bright by comparison. That is not a metaphor. TRES-2b is 750 light-years away in the constellation Draco. In 2011, astronomers at Harvard-Smithsonian measured how much light it reflects. Less than 1%, less than black acrylic paint, the darkest known planet ever discovered. The temperature exceeds 980 degrees Celsius, too hot for the reflective clouds that make Jupiter bright. The atmosphere likely contains vaporized sodium, potassium, and titanium oxide, all of which absorb rather than reflect light. But even accounting for these chemicals, the darkness exceeds what models predict. Something is swallowing light on TRES-2b that we haven't identified. It isn't completely dark. It is so hot it emits a faint red glow, like coal that has been burning for 1 billion years. If you could float above it, you would see nothing in visible light, just a dim crimson smolder in absolute dark, a world that has erased itself from the visible universe. Number 7. K2-141b, where it rains rocks. On Earth, weather means water cycling through the atmosphere. On K2141b, the weather cycle is identical, except instead of water, it uses rocks. Located 202 light-years away, K2141b orbits its star in just 6.7 hours. Dayside temperature reaches 3,000 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize rock. Sodium, silicon monoxide, silicon dioxide, the material mountains are made of, boils into gas and rises into the atmosphere. Supersonic winds exceeding 5,000 kilometers per hour sweep this mineral vapor to the night side. The temperature drops, the rock vapor cools, condenses, and falls as rain, rock rain, into a magma ocean roughly 100 kilometers deep. The night side temperature drops below -200 degrees Celsius. Same planet. One side vaporizes stone, the other freezes it solid, and slow magma currents carry the solidified rock back to the day side to be vaporized again. an entire planetary weather system made of rock. Number 6. 55 Cancri E, the lava world next door, 40 light-years away, practically our neighbor, and it is covered in a global ocean of lava. This super-Earth is twice the size of Earth and 8 times its mass. It orbits its star in 18 hours. So close, it is tidally locked, the same hemisphere facing the star forever. Dayside temperatures reach 2,500 degrees Celsius. Rocks don't just melt, they partially vaporize. NASA's Spitzer Space Telescope mapped its thermal emissions and confirmed the dayside is almost entirely molten. The nightside runs at roughly 1,100 degrees Celsius, still above the melting point of most rock. But the planet cannot transfer the heat from one side to the other. Hot stays hot, cold stays cold. A wall of thermal difference the planet has no way to bridge. In 2024, the James Webb Space Telescope detected an atmosphere, likely rich in carbon dioxide, outgassed by the magma ocean itself. The planet is breathing its own molten surface into the sky. Number 5. WASP 76b, where it rains iron. If lava oceans don't unsettle you, consider a planet where it rains molten iron. WASP 76b is 640 light-years away in the constellation Pisces. It orbits its star in 1.8 days. The dayside temperature reaches 2,400 degrees Celsius, hot enough to vaporize iron. Iron atoms boil into the upper atmosphere. The planet is tidally locked. On the dayside, iron vapor floats in the air. On the night side, it cools, condenses, falls. In 2020, the Espresso spectrograph at the Very Large Telescope in Chile detected exactly this: an asymmetry in the iron signal between the morning and evening sides of the planet. Iron vapor arrives at the evening terminator from the dayside. By the morning terminator, after passing through the cooler night, it has condensed and rained out. Somewhere in the dark half of WASP 76b right now, droplets of liquid iron are falling through the night. Number 4. PSRB 1620-26b, Methuselah. This planet is not terrifying because of what is on it. It is terrifying because of how old it is. PSRB 1620-26b orbits a pulsar and a white dwarf in the globular cluster M4, 5,600 light-years away, confirmed by Hubble in 2003. Its mass is about 2.5 Jupiters, and it is 12.7 billion years old. The universe is 13.8 billion years old. This planet formed just over 1 billion years after the Big Bang, when the first stars were still being born. For 12.7 billion years, it has been orbiting. It survived the deaths of the stars around it. It watched the formation of galaxies. It predates Earth by 8 billion years. Astronomers call it the Methuselah planet, a relic from an era of the universe we can barely conceive, floating silently in the dark around a pulsar and a dead white dwarf. It was ancient before our sun existed. Number 3. Corot 7b, the original hell. The first confirmed rocky super-Earth orbiting a sun-like star, discovered in 2009, named Corot 7b, and it is a furnace. 489 light-years away in Monoceros. Orbital period of 20.4 hours. Dayside temperature around 2,600 degrees Celsius. Nightside drops to -200. Like K2141b, it has a rock weather cycle. Mineral vapor on the hot side, mineral rain on the cold side, a magma ocean in between. But Corot 7b's significance is different. It was the first planet of its kind ever confirmed. Before it, no one had proven that rocky worlds could survive this close to their star. Its confirmation opened the entire category of lava worlds. Every extreme rocky planet discovered since exists in a category that Corot 7b proved was real. This is the original. Number 2. WASP 17b, the backwards planet. WASP 17b does something no planet in our solar system does. It orbits its star backwards. Every planet in our solar system moves in the same direction the sun rotates. This is expected. Planets form from a rotating disk of material. For a planet to orbit in the opposite direction, something catastrophic must have happened. A massive gravitational encounter that flipped its orbit entirely. WASP 17b is 1,300 light-years away in Scorpius. Discovered in 2009, it immediately caused a crisis in planetary formation models. It is also one of the puffiest known exoplanets, nearly twice Jupiter's radius, but only half its mass. Inflated and backwards, it is the aftermath of something violent in its past that we do not fully understand. In 2023, the James Webb Space Telescope detected quartz crystals in its atmosphere, the first direct detection of silica nanocrystals on any exoplanet. Sand, floating in the sky of a world orbiting the wrong direction. Number 1. GJ1132b, the planet that rebuilt itself. Every other planet on this list is terrifying because of what it has. GJ1132b is terrifying because of what it did. 41 light-years away in the constellation Vela, a rocky planet slightly larger than Earth orbiting a red dwarf star. In 2021, Hubble discovered something unprecedented. This planet has a secondary atmosphere. It lost its original atmosphere, stripped away by the radiation of its close-in orbit, and then it grew a new one. From its own volcanic interior, it outgassed a new atmosphere of hydrogen, methane, and hydrogen cyanide. Toxic, but new. Built from the planet's own melting crust, a world that had its atmosphere destroyed and started over. Scientists believe GJ1132b may be showing us what happens to billions of rocky worlds orbiting red dwarfs, which are the most common type of star in the galaxy. Atmospheric death, followed by volcanic resurrection. The most terrifying thing in the universe is not heat, or cold, or darkness, or iron rain. It is a world that refuses to die. Subscribe and keep watching.